EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic.
Frank, this game has taken us all over the world to some absolutely beautiful spots, and this is one of the prettiest I've seen in a long time, the cliffs at Lighthouse Point along the eastern coast of Maine.
Yeah, it's always fun when we head up in the northeast area. Golf's been in this area for a long, long time. This golf course hasn't. Rather than new design by Brandt and Patel, and it's lengthy, 7,700 yards. You'll get to hit just about every club in the bag. So good test today.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it is well on the cards. Looks like it's heading for the bunker.
Sometimes you get breaks, and you got one right there.
Yeah, I guess the bunker was a little smaller than I thought it was. It looked doomed for that.
Playing his third here at the par 5. Dude, that in the hole, tremendous. Moving on to the 12th hole now, par 4, 439 yards.
second shot.
Frank, in the changing weather conditions, players have so many different options, don't they? Some might like to play it high, others might want to play it a little lower along the ground.
You really got to be on your toes today because of that, Rich, and really that's what separates the men from the boys, so to speak. You know that any mistake you make can obviously be magnified by the wind conditions, but conversely, it's a real good chance for skill to shine.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That's an important birdie right there. Into the top 5 on this leaderboard.
Well, there's so much at stake this week, Rich.
Action flying all over the place. Let's get down now to the 13th. Frank, our featured player, putting together an excellent round so far.
When you look at the score at the end of the week, Rich, this round actually just might make his tournament.
Wow, he moved that a long ways right in the fairway. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That would be a great look at birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Now has a tie for the lead with that birdie.
And a pep in the stride.
Par 3 14th, headed over Lake Zimmer. Old man Zimmer was a legend in these parts here in Maine at Lighthouse Point. All you want here, Frank, at 240 yards. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Those are painful from that distance.
Yeah, just another one added to the card. Big mistake.
Just a couple of feet.
another good par.
Rich Lerner back at Lighthouse Point with Frank Nobilo. We're at the 15th hole. Frank, a relatively short par 4, 387 yards.
Yeah, finally we get one under 400 yards. A little bit of trouble off the tee to be avoided. Bunker left and that little pop bunker on the right. But missed those. And really, this is a very much a scoring opportunity.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid.
Not too bad. It's about 23 feet away.
He didn't hit the flagstick, but he still has a chance. He's putting for birdie now. Ooh, almost fell, just a few inches from dropping.
Sometimes the game just isn't fair.
Just a little tap in here. Good solid work right there, and stays at 4 under. So through one round, Frank, our leader really put on a good show today.
They certainly did, Rich. It was truly a great performance, especially from tee to green. It's not easy to come out of the gates like that.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic.
Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Nobilo here today calling the action from the cliffs at Lighthouse Point. And Frank, this course features some breathtaking scenery.
It certainly does, Rich. Changes of elevation, and it's in phenomenal shape. We've got to send our thanks out to the superintendent, Peyton Duncan, who's got the course exactly primed. You should enjoy it. You should enjoy the views. Take your camera as well. This is very scenic up in New England.
12th hole now, and Frank, the long hitters could have an advantage here.
If they want to take a very dangerous line over that left side, this is really where the shot maker has the advantage, that hole bending completely to the left. You'd like to hit a draw there, so use those bunkers down the through side of the fairway and then just sort of shape that ball towards the green. Interesting shaped green, really 3 different sections to this, and of course 3 bunkers, each protecting a different portion.
That's in the fairway. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Good swing, good shot yet again. Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. And now we'll have this for birdie. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie.
How did that not go in?
Good try. Just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Well, well, well. What do we have here, partner? The par 5 13th, or is it a par 8? I can't tell.
It looks like a misprint, Rich. 702 yards, and not only that, too, they put the two fairway bunkers in a perfect place. Perfect place if they want to annoy your tee shot. It's going to take 310, 320 yards just to get past that. Then you've got a long, long way to go. And, of course, remember when you're on 10, this is the shared green. So 13 and 10, this is where they meet up again at the end of a long, long walk.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. These winds have held up all day long, definitely playing a part in the shot making we're seeing out there today. Probably going to have to hit one more club here, Frank. A little bit uphill. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. And he makes it for par. Now to the par 3 14th. It is 240 yards. What a golf course, Frank. I mean, this tests the best in the world. I'm talking about Mcelroy and Jordan Spieth and Ricky Fowler. 700-yard par 5s and nearly 600-yard par 4s. This is all you want.
It certainly is, and that's why the total yardage of this golf course is nearly 7,700 yards. This par 3, just a beast at 240 yards. One thing you want to do, though, is avoid Lake Zimmer. Big body of water to the right. If anything, though, look at the green. It shapes a little to the right. So you can use that left side of the green, which is away from the lake. It's a smart way to play this.
Setting up for an approach shot here. And he's made it onto the green now. This is a 13-footer. Just has the feel today. '15th hole, and Frank, a return to sanity. 387 yards, par 4.
Yeah, second easiest hole on the golf course. Bends a little to the left. Just avoid the sand left and that little pot bunker on the right. And you should be set up with a relatively short iron in to a green that really the only problem is if you go long. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. All right, Frank, second shot.
Yeah, it looks like a good lie. Just take maybe half a club more than the distance allows. Still got to check the wind. Don't have to fly the ball all the way to the flag from here.
Frank, why are great rivalries so important? Why do we love them?
I think because people like to sit on one side of the fence. You're either for or against a great player. And I think we see that today with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. There's the McIlroy fans that think his future is so bright. There's the Woods fans that still want him to pass Jack Nicklaus's record. That's the beauty. You've got to have an opinion, and you have to have a player.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea. Well, that's a smart shot. A lot of people would have tried to be a little more heroic from there, but there was no need.
Back on the fairway, back in play. Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal. So you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. And so that ball does settle. Frank, how far?
Well, it's actually my favorite number, 14 feet.
Why 14?
It's my birthday.
Drop shot and a dropped position on the leaderboard.
And this game's never about being perfect. It's about being resilient.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic.
New course to most of the golfers on tour. This challenging layout just opened in 2015. Today, we're along the east coast of Maine. Rich Lerner with Frank Navalo. We'll be calling all the action from the cliffs at Lighthouse Point.
Another great design from Brand Patel, and they really threw the boat out here. Some excellent choice of holes, and you're going to see the changes in elevation. You get this on a windy day, and of course 7,700 yards will play even longer than that. A nice calm day though, Rich, and you really can shoot a good score out here.
Now on the 10th hole here at the cliffs at Lighthouse Point as we begin our trek homeward here at this magnificent golf course. This one puts a little fear into you, Frank. I'm looking at a par 4, and it's almost 600 yards. Help,
you're going to need it, that's for sure. And one of the things they've done to help you is a big elevated tee, so that'll at least chew some of the yardage off. Hopefully the prevailing breeze is also at your back, which might shorten that number up. Pretty generous fairway. Try and take those bunkers out of play with the big hefty club. And when you get on the green, you're going to realize there's two greens here, Rich. 10 shares the same green as 13. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
that will be a great look at birdie. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
That birdie has to feel even better, Rich, with everything so tight at the top.
Right in the middle of a Donnybrook at this point. Standing over the ball here at the par 5 11th.
There's something about a well-hit shot
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Frank, obviously way too much club there.
You've got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
How about that? Huge eagle, Rich. I mean, the quality of the golf right now, outstanding.
Moving on to the 12th hole now. Par 4, 439 yards.
That's fine.
This has really been impressive. Started off slowly, just didn't have a whole lot, but kind of hung in there, fought when it wasn't going their way, and now here they are with a few birdies, really playing well at the closing stretch. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
This for another birdie on this hole on the week. Good birdie right there and good score. How about 8 under for the tournament? Now to the 13th hole, and Frank, this could make you quake in your soft spikes. 702 yards, par 5. It might should be a par 6 or a 7.
Well, I think a few people probably will make 6 or 7 here. You're right. This is a rarity in golf, 700 yards. So forget about any thought of even getting close to this par 5 and 2. Plus, just to add insult to injury, the 2 bunkers off the tee are perfectly placed. They're about 298 yards, smack bang in the middle of that. I doubt you can get past those, but you need a good drive, really, to try and leave yourself a short third shot.
Ooh, got all of that one. And straight, 325 yards in the fairway.
Second shot.
He's set up for his third shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. Just a bit left of the hole location.
Should still be okay.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Really hitting on all cylinders now. 9 under for the tournament. Now at the par 3 14th, over another body of water. Frank, you could make some big numbers on this golf course. I would think if you walk out of here today having shot under par, you have to be really happy.
Certainly is big boy golf playing around the cliffs at Lighthouse Point, Rich. And this is another example here at this beefy par 3, 240 yards. You can see Lake Zimmer protects the front of this green and to the right. That's obviously where they get all their irrigation water from. But it's enough green left of the flag here. That's really what you've got to be looking at, that front left section.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Rich Lerner back at Lighthouse Point with Frank Nobilo. We're at the 15th hole. Frank, a relatively short par 4, 387 yards.
Yeah, finally we get one under 400 yards. A little bit of trouble off the tee to be avoided. Bunker left and that little pot bunker on the right. But missed those. And really, this is a very much a scoring opportunity.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. This will be a 14-foot putt here. Oh, he's gonna love it.
How far was that? That was miles away.
There you have it. Round 3 is finished, and it was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, after 3 rounds in, you really could start to see who could take home the trophy when it's all said and done. Great play, though, up until this point. Round 4 should be an absolute thriller.
PGA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic.
Always a pleasure to be along the coast of Maine, Lighthouse Point to be exact. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Frank, this is sure to be another exciting day of golf out there. What are the challenges facing our players today?
The length of the golf course for a start, Rich. This golf course just under 7,700 yards. So it's one of the longest ones you'll play. And of course the cliffs, that's why it's called this, they certainly are in play. There is one double green out there, that's the 10th and the 13th hole, they share the same green. Lots of great design features, and you got it on a prime day in great condition. So enjoy the round and make sure you feast on the vistas as well. Oh, I liked that.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Frank, you think about the great rivalries in sports, the Yankees and the Red Sox, Ollie and Frazier, and in golf, Nicklaus and Palmer. Great athletes, great teams pushing one another to great heights.
It's amazing how that's gone forward too, because Nicklaus and Palmer really became Nicklaus and Watson. Then there was like Norman Faldo, but some would say that Faldo Ballesteros, 6 majors to 5 was even more important. But in this era that we're in now, I think we're all praying for that Woods-McElroy rivalry. Woods with 14 majors, McElroy already with 4. That really is one to salivate over.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Had a birdie here yesterday in their close. Great opportunity for another one.
Chance for back-to-back.
That shot falls for a birdie. Now to the par 3 14th. It is 240 yards. What a golf course, Frank. I mean, this tests the best in the world. I'm talking about McElroy and Jordan Spieth and Ricky Fowler. 700-yard par 5s and nearly 600-yard par 4s. This is all you want.
It certainly is, and that's why the total yardage of this golf course is nearly 7,700 yards. This par 3, just a beast at 240 yards. One thing you want to do, though, is avoid Lake Zimmer. It's that big body of water to the right. If anything, though, look at the green. It shapes a little to the right. So you can use that left side of the green, which is away from the lake. It's a smart way to play this.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up. That's a big green. Just managed to get it smack bang in the middle of it.
And this one home, finish it up. Did the job right there. The round continues at Lighthouse Point, and Frank, the 15th hole is a par 4, only 387 yards. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Little uphill to this green, Frank. Just another solid shot, about 8 feet from the hole. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today?
Good read, good line, well played.
And another fun hole here at Lighthouse Point. It's the last par 3 on the back 9 as we begin this closing stretch. 241 yards downhill, par 3 16th. You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. Pretty good result right there, considering
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
getting set now over the putt. Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. Well, Frank, I love this par 5 17th. Not only is it fun to play, but if you head over the Juniata Crossway Bridge ahead, you can find Brent's Lobster Shack, which is one of the best lobster rolls I have ever had. And you know they specialize in that up here in Maine. But what a hole.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
Oh, that had some meat behind it.
Second from an excellent lie. Third shot, looking for a good one. Boy, I'm reminded of what an old caddy used to say about the great Lanny Watkins when he was on fire. You can't hide the flagstick from that man. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Well, at last we're at number 18, and Frank, I have really enjoyed this golf course, and now when you see the lighthouse in the distance, it really makes it that much more special.
It is. The beacon will always take you home, and speaking of home, this finishing hole, it bends to the left. A good tee shot will somehow find the fairway and just leave you a short iron in. And, of course, you make 3 here, and then that smile's going to light up like a beacon.
Final drive of the day. and makes it a good one in the fairway. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one.
This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
A bit unfortunate in the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker play's like.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in. Rich, I thought he could get this close.
That just is amazing. Just a mind blower right there. Absolutely incredible. He made the shot. That has to feel so good. A big championship victory. Frank, we've made it to the finishing hole. If you're having a good day, you stop and you reflect for just a moment. The beauty surrounding you, how well you've played. If it hasn't gone all that well, you're thinking about jumping on the Juniata Crossway Bridge off to the left and getting out of Dodge.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next.
We're here in Fife, Scotland, known to many as the home of golf. They've been playing the game here since the 15th century. Today here at the old course at St. Andrews, this historic linksland will be the battleground for the most decorated golfers of the modern day. Rich Schluter alongside my partner, Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We'll be calling all the action out here today. Frank, when you think of St. Andrews, what sort of memories come to mind?
Rich, I think you've got to think of the Swilcan Bridge first and foremost. And that's a little bridge that crosses the burn as you go down the 18th. Every great player that's ever played this game has walked across that bridge and had a look back. And it's just a golf course that continually grows on you. This is where the game started, and it's a monument forever and a day.
And that Swilcan Bridge has connected the generations, from Jones to Jack, from Jack to Tiger.
Oh, that's fine.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. Frank, on the second shot here at this first hole, a player will get a good sense of the winds here and how they can play a role at the old course.
And they'll also get a good sense of exactly how punishing this golf course can be, and with such the smallest things. For example, that burn is only about 3 or 4 yards across, and yet it is punishing, to say the least.
Good putt, and now 1 under par. Locked in on the read and the speed. -1, and really going. Now to the second hole here at the Open Championship, and Frank, what's the best way to attack?
Ideally, if you're not the longest hitter, just down the right side. But if you've got some wind conditions, wind behind your back, you can nearly drive this green.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Second shot, good look at the green. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. One thing about the old course at St. Andrews, it is not just the golf course, which makes the experience so memorable. It's the setting. It's the small town. It's people hanging out of the windows and watching. It's all the history. You just bathed in it when you walk into that grand old town of St. Andrews. Shouldn't be a problem here. Wow, I thought he made that. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Now at -2 for the day. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Good stroke right there. That's a par and stays at 1 under. Frank, talk about the strategy off the tee here at the third.
Well, you can drive the ball pretty close to this green, Rich. It's shorter than the second hole. Just hit it down the right side, but try and avoid those little pot bunkers.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Good swing, good shot yet again. Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. No problems early. Looks good.
It does look good. This bodes well. We might be in for a very, very low round today.
Now 2 to the good side. At the fourth hole now, and Frank, this one looks as though it might require a little bit of club selection off the tee. What are we looking at, partner?
Well, there is 2 ways to play the fourth off the tee. You can hit it down the right side, but it really starts to narrow up and it's slightly shorter. Most players go towards the middle of the golf course and try and get it on that plateau. But this, certainly the first hard hole you see at St. Andrews.
They'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green.
Oh, this is right at it.
Okay, 20 feet, not too bad. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Strong winds have been a factor all day here, Frank. What's the key to scoring low in conditions like this?
Well, sometimes you've almost got to make the ball go to ground. You've just got to keep it out of those high breezes, play away from the trouble.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just 5 feet left. -3 now for the round. Nice par to remain 3 under. Hole number 5 of the first par 5 we've seen today. This fairway looks like it narrows quite a bit, Frank. Are you thinking eagle when you step up onto the tee?
Well, you could, especially if you've got a little bit of breeze behind you, but it's quite wide in the driving area with the exception of those 3 bunkers on the right that just sort of pop out. But if you can get it past those, this par 5, very reachable. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my age.
And it looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Yeah, that's a good putt right there. From that distance, he'll settle. And getting ready for the putt. Missed on that one, Frank.
Yeah, not a problem.
This would be nice. A birdie on the card. See if he can make it. Well, you have to like that. 4 under. Clean this up with a tap. That puts them at 4 under for the round. Now at the 6th, not a particularly long hole, Frank, par 4.
Yeah, semi-blind tee shot. You've got an idea where you want to hit, but there's a series of 3 bunkers. They're called the coffins down the left side, as well as some pop bunkers down the right. So this requires a very accurate tee shot. There's something about a well-hit shot.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, getting set for this approach shot, our featured golfer is a player, it's obvious, in full flight right now.
It is. This is where it doesn't matter what the sport is, and golf is a great example for it, though, where when you play your best, it's almost like you're just playing out of your subconscious. Everything happens, it just flows, and you don't really think about it.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. This is a good-looking shot. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Settles in over the putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Now, seventh hole here at the old course, Frank.
Ideal line, just hit your tee shot over the marked stone. The bunker on the 11th green actually often comes into play, called the shell bunker. So anything a little bit right of that, but very difficult green for the approach shot coming up. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Frank, over the course of the last 15 years or so, there have been a number of initiatives within the game of golf just to try to grow the sport.
Yeah, we've seen the PGA Junior League, which is a series of competitions, obviously for juniors to play. But the first tee really is worldwide now, just to try and introduce players from all over the world into the game of golf. They're introduced with club professionals. They learn skills that are essential really to play the game of golf. But in 2014 was a real step, what I think, in the right direction to showcase the junior talent around the world with the drive, chip and putt, where you actually get a chance to play the drive, chip and putt final at Augusta National, the home of the Masters.
Imagine young kids, boys and girls, 8 years old, 11 years old, being able to go home and tell their friends, tell their families, hey, I have something in common with Jack Nicklaus, with Arnold Palmer, with Phil Mickelson, with Tiger Woods. I won at Augusta National Golf Club. This from about 10 feet. Starting to put something special together. 6 under par. It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round. Locked in on the read and the speed. Has it for par. Stays at -5. Standing on the tee at the par 3 8th here at the old course. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
One of the biggest greens on the golf course. It looks flat. It looks like it's easy. But once that flag gets on the left side, this is when the hole becomes a little bit more difficult. It's very easy to take this hole for granted. Very hard to hit it close, though.
Frank, mistake-free golf. You hope he can keep it together. Possibility of a very special round here.
Yeah, the only real thing to worry about is not to get too far ahead of yourself. At the moment, the swing looks tremendous. And just keep the round ticking over, one hole at a time. I know it sounds like a cliche, but right now, he's exactly where he wants to be.
Outstanding strike right there, right off the center of the club face, and a good chance for birdie. It's 180 yards now to the flagstick. Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realised how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realise the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other.
Wow, touch of a locksmith out there, making everything.
Yeah, and the result, yet another birdie too. Totally in command.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. So a tester from 4 feet. Well, you can see it there. Feels very good about what he's doing. That's a nice par putt. Stays at 6 under. And Frank, the Open Championship coming back to the home of golf this summer.
Yeah, and remember, too, the last time it was here, Louis Oosthuizen at the 9th hole, he had no problem driving this par 4. So let's see if you can do the same. If you can carry that last bunker down there, there's every chance that your tee shot can run onto this very flat green. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. So with that make, now at 7 under par. He has this putt for birdie. Seven under on the day. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Well, he really moved that one. 320 yards and in the fairway. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, I think what sets golf apart from other sports is that the fan can get so close to the great athlete as the round is being played.
Yeah, well, that's why the sport itself, and we consider it more intimate for that reason. Most golf spectators play the game. Whereas other sports, you don't see NFL players sitting in the grandstand. You see spectators, but most golf fans are golfers.
Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Second shot. Good look at the green. This one just requires a little bit of focus. 8 is not enough. That is 8 under par with that birdie. Just a couple of feet. It is in the hole for a birdie. Hole number 11, the Eden, is really the finest medium-length one-shotter in all of golf, isn't it, Frank?
Well, this hole's been copied by many an architect for the reasons why it's normally very, very difficult to make a hole of this length, or should I say this short, so difficult. But they've managed to do that here at Eden with that Strath bunker in the front and the severe sloping on either side of that bunker.
Well, that can really be brutal, can it?
It certainly does. And if you have any doubt there, you'll come unstuck at 11.
Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
170 yards still to go. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
This for birdie. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. 8 under par for the round. Frank, how do you like the 12th hole here at St. Andrews?
Well, it's a beautiful par 4. You start to see the village of St. Andrews in the background, Eden Estuary to the right, and also decision time. If you're long enough, it's certainly worth having a crack at this par 4 with your tee shot. But if you're not a long hitter, then you've really got to worry about those 4 beautifully and well strategic positioned bunkers in the middle of the fairway.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Solid commercial shot, just 12 feet away. Setting up for an approach shot here. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold, very bold.
These putts keep the round together. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Standing over his birdie putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Now to the par 4 13th, and again, Frank, it's all about avoiding the bunkers.
Yeah, another hole that forces you to go either right or left of something that you can see. The two bunkers called the coffins right up ahead. You can also go beyond those, and if you do, then you've got a much shorter shot in, but you've got to avoid those fairway bunkers. They are very costly.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Well, the great hits just keep coming. Moves to -11 on the day. That's good work. That's good par right there. Frank, the 14th is a big par 5, chance to make a big move, but also possibility of making a big number if you're not careful.
Yeah, you've got to be very aware of the out of bounds on the right side, even though it does move to the right. Ideal tee shot is down the right side that gets very close to that, because then that opens up the second shot and keeps that tee shot away from that crop of bunkers called the birdies. There's a big cross bunker up ahead that has to be avoided for the second shot. If you're long enough, you can reach this par 5 and 2, but this green with so many undulations that it is anything other than flat.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Third shot, looking for a good one. Good looking shot right here. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Chance to get it close here. In the cup. What a shot. Can't get much better than that. Settles in over the putt. Just an unbelievable round thus far. And 12 under on the day. Back here at the 15th, and Frank, this fairway narrows up in a hurry.
And it's also, there's a big crop of heather that sort of constrains you if you're going to hit it just straight down the middle. Only the brave go down the right side. It brings in those little bunkers called robs. And they'll rob your scorecard, that's for sure.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time.
Second shot.
Birdie try up next. We are about 170 yards from the hole. Good swing, good shot yet again. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Did a nice job with that putt. Good read, good speed. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Those keep the round going, those par putts. It love to get this one. Big putt for birdie. Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Headed for home now, partner. The 16th hole, and what are we looking at here?
Well, you have to avoid the principal's nose. Otherwise, you're going to finish up in the principal's office.
Well, this one has a chance to be really good. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Second shot, good look at the green. A sensational shot right there, Frank.
Oh, you start beating your chest after a shot like that. That's the best we've seen into this hole to date.
Under par on the day. Just the tap in to finish the hole. Continues to roll the ball very well. Frank, this is sort of bizarre. You're standing on the tee at the road hole, one of the most famous par fours in the sport, and you're aiming for a hotel?
Well, you're aiming over a series of letters that say the Old Course Hotel. If you can hit it exactly over that U, then you will be in the right place, which hopefully is down the middle of the fairway. You avoid that heather on the left. That bunker up ahead, the road hole bunker, you remember David Duval? He got stuck in there. Years ago, Tommy Nakajima, he could hardly ever get that ball out, and in the end succumbed, I think, to double figures. So the hole has more than one way to trap you, so stay away from the road on the road hole.
Sitting up in the fairway now, 180 yards away. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. That is another laser right at the flagstick. Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, golf may be the best sport to follow from this standpoint. You can get closer to the great athlete in golf than you can in any other sport. You could stand 5 feet from Tiger Woods at a tee box as he's getting ready to drive. I mean, that's really unusual in sports.
Yeah, it's a different type of spectator sport, especially if you follow your favorite player all the way around the golf course. Because it's not like waiting for your favorite hitter in a baseball game. You know, you've got to wait several innings. You can literally see him hit every single shot, drive through to putt.
This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Looks like he just misread that. wind, getting ready for the putt.
Had to be a misread.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. This for him would be one drop shot. And he makes it for a bogey here. Frank, is there a more famous landmark in the sport than the tiny Swoken Bridge?
I think when you think of this game, the way in which we've followed it and covered it, Rich, over the last decade plus, no. It is just symbolic, not just with this golf course, but the game of golf itself, because every great champion has managed to make his foray across to Scotland and play the old course and walk across that bridge.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good. Oh, it's fine.
Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green.
Should be safely on deck.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry.
And he has it.
A good putt with the Mcelroy.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Really good round out there today. What's the mindset, Frank, to keep it going?
The first thing, really, Rich, just try and keep the same composure for tomorrow's round. Get some rest, we know that. Shouldn't really have to hit the range. Swings in good position. Just keep it easy and visualize how tomorrow's going to pan out.
This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Thanks for joining us here today in La Quinta, California. Beautiful spot. We're at the Career Builder Challenge. Frank, what do we have out here today?
Par 72, every inch of this golf course is going to extract the best out of your game, because if you don't play your best, you will struggle. Anything in the 60s, something to be proud of.
Now down to the first, about 445 yards, par 4.
When you first look at this opening tee shot, Rich, it looks like you just hit a nice gentle draw off that right bunker. But the general contours of this terrain here does kick that ball a little left.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Well, this is the kind of wind that separates the great players from the average players. You really have to be strong to handle these kinds of winds. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This is a good-looking shot. Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. All right, Frank, break down this approach shot here at hole number 1.
Well, typical Pete Dye confuses you straight out of the gate. Draw off the tee, and then you've got to hit that second shot in left to right. Look at the angle of that green. It points away to the right.
"13 feet away." Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
-1, and really going. Did the job right there. Frank, the second hole is only 371 yards. What's the challenge here?
The bunkering. This is really well bunkered. You'd expect that for a hole this short. If it's well bunkered, it means that it's vital to get it on the fairway. That's an absolute beauty. Oh, I liked that.
Frank, is a player thinking birdie here on this approach shot at the second hole?
Anything with the scoring club here, as long as you can get the distance right and get into the right section, is very much a birdie hole.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. All right, Frank, what's the player looking at here on the second hole with the approach shot?
Well, Rich, notice the bunker that cuts into the green on the left side. It turns it into a crescent-shaped green. So really there's 3 distinct sections, the one in the back, the one in the middle, and the front. Just be very wary of where the flag is here.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. For birdie. Drops the putt to go to 2 under. Still even par for the day.
Frank, 100 yards longer than the second hole. The third, 471 yards. What do you think of this hole?
This is totally different to the previous hole. Driver should come out of the bag here, and if you can take that first bunker out of play, which is around that 285, 290 yard mark, you can start to shorten this hole up a little bit. And, well, the longest hitters, they still might even get a short iron in hand.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
All right, Frank, what do you think of this second shot here at the third?
Player gets a big opportunity here. Even though this green is 35 yards deep, it just angles away to the left side. As long as you don't leave the ball out that right side, there's a good chance for a birdie here at 3.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths.
Frank, what's the best way to get at this hole location here at number 3?
If there's a desired shot pattern, it's a little draw off the tee and a little draw in. And the reason why, if you look at the shape of that green, it's on a 45-degree angle to the left. So it really does suit a shot coming in from the right.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. So, Frank, what do you think of the start so far?
Rock solid. Very impressed. Even par currently.
1 under early in the round.
Now to the fourth, 192 yards and a pretty tough hole location here today.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
TPC Stadium, of course, has played host to the Skins Game, PGA Club Professional Championship, the Liberty Mutual Legends of Golf on the Champions Tour. I always enjoyed that. And along with the Jack Nicklaus Tournament course right next door, the finals of the PGA Tour qualifying school for a number of years.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Just a couple of feet. Well, you have to like that. 4 under. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par.
So we played our first par 3, now to the first par 5 on this golf course at PGA West. It is the 535-yard 5th hole. Frank, it appears as though it rewards precision off the tee.
And the bombers, too. You can run out of water at 335 yards. So for the Dustin Johnsons of the world and the Rory McIlroys, that's nearly doable. But if you can't hit it that far, it's quite obvious. You've got to keep it down the right side. And for those people, they put 2 little bunkers there.
right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Good contact, good result.
Yeah, Rich, the reason why the best players enjoy stroke play so much is that every single shot's going to count. And you can't get away with anything in stroke play.
You have to manage your game, and you have to manage your emotions as well, because it can get away from you in a hurry. Frank, I have to say I've been impressed by the level of golf today. Really came out here with a solid game plan and executed.
I agree. We've seen some great shots out there, and I'm excited to see how the rest of the round plays out.
Might go deep here in the red numbers.
It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Okay, the second shot now at this par 5.
Hazard.
Maybe wet. And that one rolls just into the rough.
Now you have to decide whether or not that ball's going to fly or not.
And setting up here in the rough. On the green, a chance for birdie. Good thing he stayed in the first cut, because just a couple of feet over, that rough is really deep. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Starting to move in the right direction. 5 under after that made putt. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Now at -2 for the day. Well, Frank, how about this 255-yard par 3 sixth?
Yeah, there's a bit of a bailout area, sort of short and left, but the only thing really going in the player's favour, it is a big green, 51 yards in depth. So if you want to sort of do the maths in reverse, 255, take away 50, 205 front, doesn't sound as daunting.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot. This has to go in the hazard.
He needs to get up for it. Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land, and can he carry it this time, though?
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Frank, he might like this one. He might. Oh, he's going to love it. Great putt. A good 29-foot putt here. Running a little hot right now. Cool down just a little bit. We're at the 7th now, 346 yards with plenty of water on that right side. How do you handle this one, Frank?
You've got to pick a target there. A lot of people think when they're laying up off the tee, and that's exactly what this hole is. You just blaze away at something down the left side. But if you're going to pick a tree, just pick the tree. Pick a branch or a leaf. Be more specific.
That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle.
Where this ball's going, there's no fairway there, only rough.
Setting up for the approach, this player in total command.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The decision-making, club selection's been spot on, but the execution, the swing, is really what I'm admiring right now.
Terrific golf shot, and now that for an easy birdie. So in the first cut here, it could be worse.
It's at sneaky distance.
Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Now we're at the 8th hole here at PGA West in La Quinta, California. 559-yard par 5. Frank, what are the options here?
A good tee shot, you can certainly reach this par 5 and 2. There's a crosswalk that comes across in that vicinity of 330 yards. That's sort of the green light area if you can get it down there. Anything short of that, it becomes very much a 3-shotter. But if you can get it close to that crosswork that goes there, then certainly this becomes opportunity knocks.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Crucial eagle attempt on the way.
Second shot.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, he'd like to have that one back in the bunker.
Still a chance to get it up and down.
In the greenside bunker here, Frank. Nice to go to the beach, but not too often, we hope. Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. That is an excellent lag putt right there. Had the speed perfectly. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Wow, touch of a locksmith out there, making everything.
Yeah, and the result, yet another birdie too. Totally in command.
Moves to -8.
Frank, the ninth hole, a par 4 measuring 452 yards. This is no picnic.
This is the toughest tee shot on the front side. The easy way to bail out down the left side, it might appear that way off the tee, but then it becomes a zigzag hole where it's very easy to clock up something like a 6. The bunker down that right side, just 300 yards to get past that, but it's almost like he gives you an option there. If you do want to challenge that right side, the bunker just might save you from going in the water. But there's no question, the best drive is down the right, but it's the most dangerous one. That's fine.
Frankie's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy, but on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it. This looks like it's going to find the target.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Now the train's starting to roll. Birdie will get to 2 under. Standing over his birdie putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Well, there's impressive, and then there's mind-boggling. We're at mind-boggling now. 10 under par. -3 now for the round.
Frank, how about this hole, a par 5 11?
long one.
Oh, it is. And, you know, anything over 600 yards, only the longest it is the Bubba Watsons, the Dustin Johnsons of the world. The other ones that can get home on a hole like this. For the other ones, even those bunkers down the left side are sort of in play. You at least have to give them a cursory look off the tee. Nothing wrong with a hole at a par 5 that you can't reach. You still play it as a 3-shotter. And in some respects, you get rewarded for laying up here because that water that comes in on the left-hand side, that's not going to be in play.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
All right, the approach shot is on the green, but he'll have a very testy putt coming up. All right, Frank, time to play a little pitch and putt right now. Good chance with a good shot here to make a 4.
Yeah, holes like this is where small ball can beat big ball.
No putter, no problem. Slams that into the cup. This is a cross-country special. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Putting a good round together now at 4 under. Now the par 4 12th, only 363 yards, but Frank, it is intricate. There's a lot involved, isn't there, in playing a hole like this?
Yeah, I think this is where you have to work out, you know, which clubs do you hit the best? Are you better with a 9-iron? Are you better with the wedge? Because that's the distance you want to hit it to. That's how you can be aggressive, even when you're laying up.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. So yet another short iron shot into a par 4 here at the 12th.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Frank, what's the right play here? Second to the short 12th.
Short flags, obviously got to keep it on that front section. When you've got a back flag, you've got to get it over that little faint ridge that's in the middle of this green. Got to go past that.
This is a 9-footer. Beautifully done. Nice birdie. Really has it going at 5 under.
Well, Frank, we came off a hole, the short par 4 12th, where players no doubt were thinking about making birdie. Here, it's a different story. Why?
It is. Well, 13 is always going to be unlucky for some. There's so much water down there on that left side. And the way it sort of laps up to the wooden bulkhead, it looks anything other than a straight shot. And this is where you have to mentally move the flag. You've got to push that flag in your mind's eye to the right side of the green and say, I do not want to go left of that.
Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Here we go.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Second shot coming out of the rough here. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
He's gonna love it.
How far was that? That was miles away.
Trying to stay steady, make a par. Good putt.
14th hole, par 4 of 389 yards. It is short, but Frank, there is some danger lurking along the way.
Yeah, most of it's sand. Two options really: poke it down that left side, let it run down there like a bowling alley. Either that or take that bunker completely out of play, 290, 300 yard category, and get it down there where it's just a flick wedge in.
Well, this one has a chance to be really good.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie.
Frank, what's the key here? Second shot at 14.
Green sits up a little bit, well protected by those bunkers there. A nice high, soft landing shot.
So a tester from 4 feet. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. He's in the hole for a birdie.
Well, Frank, we are turning home. It says so on the scorecard here at 15.
It is, and once again, another example of great bunkering by Pete Dye. Bunkers on a lot of golf courses are just simply left and right, but what Pete Dye does, he lets them cut in especially that one down the left side of the fairway it cuts in, so it has to be avoided, and it's going to be about 280 yards to take it completely out of play. That's probably the best line, is to get it just past that last bunker on the left side.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Now the approach here at 15. Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Frank, what are you thinking on this second shot here at 15?
Well, if mentally you could take out all that bunker complex on the left, this second shot would look extremely straightforward. And that's really the way you've got to play it. You've got to act like those bunkers aren't there on that left side. And therefore you can go straight at this flag. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Didn't think this was possible, but 15 under par already. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Just a couple of feet. He's made it. Frank, this could be an exciting and pivotal point in the round, the par 5 16th.
Especially if the player decides to have a go here. If you're going to take it on a direct line, then you've got to carry all of that bunker complex. But then the other thing to realize, what's the worst thing that can happen? Just in the bunker, right? It's worth a go. Either that, hit it down the right side. There's no way you're going to reach this par 5 and 2.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, that's a formality now.
and getting ready for the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Frank, you think about the great putters of all time. I think the one name that generally jumps up with golf aficionados is Ben Crenshaw. And he learned to play and to putt from his beloved longtime instructor, Harvey Penick, who taught Ben and Tom Kite and some others to play from, as he said it, from the cup backwards. You know, everybody loves power. We all like to drive it a long ways. But Harvey stressed the importance of the little shots. And obviously, it paid off with Ben Crenshaw.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
This one looks right on point.
This is that awkward length.
That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Par attempt here. Good work right there. He'll settle for par.
Second shot.
You'll love to watch him disappear, don't you?
Well, Frank, hopefully the player has arrived here at 18 in a pretty good frame of mind. If not, you have to be thinking, oh, here we go again. Water left. I mean, you could shoot 100 out here on this golf course if you don't have your best stuff.
Yeah, this is another example of, you're right, if you've got the bad mojo going, this is not the hole you want to be playing. Water left, bunkers right. Somewhere in between, though, this fairway.
Good contact, good result. Well, Frank, the wind is really starting to pick up.
You've got to fixate on the direction now. If you get the direction wrong and or mistime one of those gusts, all sorts of problems.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good-looking shot right here. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Frank, one last critical approach shot here at 18.
Well, if we see someone left of this flag that's not in the water, they've pulled their second shot.
Locked in on the read and the speed. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day.
Frank, a lot to like in this performance today.
Oh, it is. There's so many positives to take out of this round. Not just the possibility to win this week, but going forward. This is great golf that you would hold up against anybody right now.